Reaching a big milestone in another big year. Time just keeps on marching on, that is crystal clear. 23 full years of questing, no banks or deaths, I've got my tricks. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2006. Welcome back to March 15th, 2006. Fighting Dragons for Prayer XP. Also gets us Attack XP. There is 77 attack. Also gets Constitution XP. Just a little bit though. It all adds up. Anyways. Well, that is nothing. Wow. All the XP is going into attack. Because that's more important right now. I've got plans. Ooh, here's something that could be very, very important. A loop half of a key. We're going to be keeping that, for sure. But since we have pots and buckets in these spaces, we need to make space. I'm going to drop the earth runes here. Luckily, we got rid of the Dragon branch, so now we have space for all these things. And this loop half. That is half of a key that can get us a dragon stone. And we could do something pretty good with a dragon stone. Rare drop table. Very, very interesting. Oh, there is 67 prayer. Well, that is nothing. More prayer points now. We got enough prayer points now that we can do an extra trip to the green dragons before needing to recharge the prayer. And that is a slightly longer run, so saving a little bit of time here. That's all working out. Before we move on to more things here, one thing to go check out. Also, got 45,000 coins from the green dragons. Oh, there you go. Speaking of dragons, there's dragons here in the Evil Chicken's lair. We were so focused on completing Recipe for Disaster, we didn't spend time looking around at the rest of the stuff here. There's a mine over here. Used to have iron, silver, coal, gold, and mithril. Now only has Dracolith, which does not exist. That's not a thing. So, no mining here for us. There's also this hole here. Tunnel entrance. Use a rope. And now, we're down here with a baby black dragon. Which, for whatever reason, is aggressive when the adult dragons aren't anymore. Wild stuff. Anyways, baby dragon bones. Get a little bit of XP for that. That's fine. And now we are ready to continue on. On March... Wait for the teleport. 22nd, 2006. We get the next quest. Right after Recipe for Disaster. Quite a show to follow here. And we get the new calendar. No, that's not what we're doing. Quests. 2006. In aid of the monarchy. Requiring In Search of the Monarchy, which in fact does require the ability to enter Morytania. A little bit of a vestigial requirement there. 15 mining, 25 crafting, 7 magic, and it used to also require 25 agility, so not particularly high level requirements. Also a suggested requirement of Shades of Morton, I suppose. Not technically needed, but story-wise, it does make more sense for us to have dealt with Shades of Morton first. And we have, since that already happened. Required items. Yes. Yes, there are required items. Food. Spade. As many buckets as you want. 11 planks. A pickaxe. A hammer. 44 various nails, or just bring your own. Swamp paste. Bronze hatchets. raw mackerel or raw snails. Could be either of them. More tinder boxes, steel bars, coal, soft clay, silver bar, mithril bar, a rope, cut sapphire, cosmic and water runes. And if things don't go particularly well, could also bring full steel armor, silver sickle, salmon, or snails, or just a whole pile of things here. And this all takes place down in Morytania. So we've got to get an idea of what we need to bring in what order. We do not have inventory space for all of these things. I don't think anybody would. We need 11 planks, 10 mackerel or snails. That's already 21 inventory spaces. So we're going to have to make multiple trips here, which is highly unfortunate. Yeah, all this stuff is reasonable to collect. We can mine and smith everything. Mithril bar could be a Ironman concern. Before the mining and smithing rework, you could just get it as a drop. Now it's a reasonable level. We have the level 2 actually just make it anyways, even before that, so. Mithril bar, easy. Cut sapphire, we can mine a sapphire, that'll be fine. Buy a cosmic rune over at Alley Morsanes. Fish mackerel. Fight snails. Swamp paste. Pick up planks. Make nails. Question if we can get 10 bronze hatchets from the store here. Might need to make those too. Food. Technically actually required, yes. So yeah. We're going to get together an inventory of some sorts here. And head over to Morytania. For our first trip, we got a pickaxe, spade, hammer, nails, food, and some planks. Not enough planks for everything. We don't have space for that. Also, having some empty inventory spaces here is going to be helpful. Drop the Ghost Speak Amulet for one more space here. Ectophile is very nice for getting over to Morytania. Even if it is a bit of a run from the Ectofuntus over here to Canifus. Well, anyways, we need to start the quest by heading down into the secret tunnels and entering the cave entrance where the Morytania is. Squeeze past. People died here. It was a whole mess. Veliaf, how's it going? That murderer of Van Strum has killed Zani and Harold. He came in and killed them right in front of our eyes. And that beastie summon probably would have killed the rest of us if it wasn't for you. It was the least I could do. After all, I was the one who followed here. I am sort of responsible. Yep, that is what happened in Search of the Morytania. That is for your conscience to bear, but now perhaps you can understand why we fight for our freedom. Yes, I think I understand now. Well, let's get revenge. Let's get some revenge. Let's get going. Revenge on Van Strum. Yes, of course. We'll certainly get our revenge on him and his superiors. Then they'll taste the bitter sorrow that we've had to endure so long. Let's join the organization. Officially here. Well, thank you. Thanks for your support. I need to talk to my superior first. Isn't there something I can do in the meantime to help out a bit? Well, perhaps there is, my friend. But I also have some information which I should like to impart to you first. Okay. Tell me about this information. It's good to have information. What do you have to impart? You may know a brief history of Morytania already. If not, then this will possibly mean little to you. Let you into my confidence in this matter. With this knowledge, you may serve us well in the future. I pray that you share with us all as I share with you now. I'll do my best. In the early history of Morytania, 7 warrior priests helped to drive the darkness back from Mistland into what we now call Morytania. And the priests of Saradomin would have you believe that all 7 are buried within the holy temple on the Salve. Information I have leads me to believe that one warrior priest, so bent on the destruction of evil, made countless charges deep into Morytania. His name was Evandus. We believe that he perished within the lands now spoilt by the Horned Dragon. In what way will this impact on our struggle? I've long believed that the warrior priests that fought so bravely had aid from the gods. Perhaps not directly, but in some hidden form. Perhaps an item of some usefulness, which may have been used against the foe. It's clear to me that these priestly warriors were powerful, but perhaps may have mainly fought weaker minions of darkness, foes which a trained and brave adventurer could dispatch. So you think that the warrior priests also suffered defeat by the vampires? Perhaps they did, eventually, but I'd like to consider that they may have found some ways to combat this evil. There's much history in this land, much that we make use of to fight our cause. My wish is that you keep your eyes open for information, which may give us a clue to Evandus' resting place. It is said he had an item of no small power. This would be a great artifact to reclaim, if, in fact, it still exists. Now, what is the job you want from us? The job is in aid of the monarchy. Accept. Can you tell me about this job? Certainly. The information I have to impart is of importance. Please, I beg you, ask me about it when you're ready. I can understand your impatience for action. I feel it myself. But forewarned is forearmed, as Sandy used to say. Gotta keep that in mind. Now, what's the job? We're ready. Very well. Seeing as our base of operations has been discovered by Vanstrom, and we need to evacuate before the entire Firewatch descends on us, we'll need to relocate. We've been hiding in the caves to avoid detection for some time, but now we need to move on. Seems like a wise move. What part do I play? To the south of Morton, we've become aware of a nearly deserted township known as Berg de Rot. It's a ghastly place where the few escapees from the Sanguinity region have collected. Please go down to this town and try to establish a new base of operations for us. Check out a place for a new base for the monarchy. That sounds interesting. Please do not underestimate the importance of this request. In addition to founding the base, we need to ensure that the township can help to support our cause. Help the locals with as many requests as you can, in order that they may be well disposed to our efforts. Okay, I'll do the job. That's great news, my friend, and very good luck to you. Okay. So we got to go to a place, establish friendly relations, and get a base ready. Sounds like something we can do. Through the tunnels here, and into the marsh. Oh, joy. And now, running south. Crossing the rope bridge that we built earlier. And keep on running. We brought multiple pieces of food here, due to the ghast situation. Bringing one would just be welcoming them to rot it, and then we'd have to go back again. Which would be wildly inconvenient for us. Morton! What a place. Okay. Now we need to grab some stuff from the general store. Luckily, we prepared by helping Rasmire in the past. So we just go to the general store here. We can get some buckets. He's also got a lot of other things that we could use. Like a hammer. We already have that here. And in the other shop he also has swamp paste. And even planks. Which, honestly, more convenient here. Yeah, plenty. We can make that work. We can make that work. Anyways, we need to head south. And south is south. Cross this bridge into a whole new area here. A town. Where somebody just chucks a rotten tomato or something at us, saying that they don't have any food. Connor, you're not gonna have our food. What are you doing? You don't have our food or our blood. The townfolk appear thin, ravaged by hunger, and stop throwing stuff at me. Although the townsfolk appear thin, ravaged by hunger, and incredibly weak, they still seem strong enough to be dangerous if you enter without their permission. Presumably, fearless desperation gives them the strength. Either that, or they've just popped a few strength potions. So they don't want to let us in. Get out of it. You ain't coming in here to get our blood or our food. What on earth makes you think I want your food or your blood? Hey, don't try to sweet talk me. I know you want something, but we've got nothing, you see. Nothing. What blood we've got, we're keeping for ourselves. You can tell that sneaking Vanstrom to go milk a cow. And as for food, why, we barely got enough to feed ourselves, so we ain't having none of it. Right. What is this place? This is our town. We just live here. It's called Berg de Rot, and you ain't coming in. Where did you all come from? We escaped from that Vanstrom. He was herding us into the Sanguinisti region and was going to drink our blood. Yuck. What's the Sanguinisti region? As if you don't know. It's the dark lands to the east where humans are kept like animals to feed those greedy evil vampires. Sounds like an awful place. Let me in and I'll help you. Yeah, okay then. Hey, no way. Can't trick me like that. What do you do here? Not that it makes much difference, but my name's Florin. Like all the other survivors here, I just try to make do, get through life one day at a time. Okay. So they're having all sorts of problems. Vampires, food, whole situation. They just keep chucking rotten tomatoes at me. Damn it. Search the table and come to a conclusion that the lookouts who usually set the table probably play games on it amongst the rotten remains of scavenged meals. An open chest here. Search the chest and suppose that once used for housing weapons and the like, residents contained wrapped food packages. They want food. We've got a lobster. On the chest. You gingerly place the food item into the chest. And the chest closes. Blimey, do you see that? He put some food in the casket for us. He's probably not after anything. They are easy to gain trust. My goodness. Now we can head in here. Towns will allow you to enter. Curious as what you put in the casket. 'Twas a lobster. Jumping over this gate. Used to be an open gate. You'd have to open and close. But multiple people trying to go through one at a time made everything awkward. Alright, Florin, we're in here now. Hey, we're all wondering what you put in that chest. How come you have no food? We can only stay in this village, and the precious little food in there. Just rats to live on. Not very appetizing. There's also nowhere to store any food around here. The town is incredibly run down. Is there any out-of-the-way places in here? Good place for a secret base? How do you mean out of the way? Somewhere where myself and a couple friends could hold up for a while without attracting any vampire attention. Ah, right. I know what you mean. Let's think now. Well, there's the inn. You could look there, I suppose. The cellar would have to be useful. The cellar would have been useful. The trapdoor down to it is covered with rubble from a broken wall. The cellar itself is probably filled with rubble as well, but you may be able to do something with it. Okay, thanks. Listen, if you manage to find a way to get a place here, we'll expect you to help make the village a little nicer. You know, help to fix things up a bit. That's very reasonable. Okay, thanks. Go check out the inn. Or what is left of it. Got some bar pumps. Broken. Everything's broken. Climb over the broken wall to the other broken wall. Down to the trapdoor to the cellar. Mine it. with our pickaxe. Just get all this out of the way. Break the wall rubble down. Now we can go into the trapdoor. Down in here, see the basement is full of rubble. 15 piles of them. You think you'll need to clear these away before the in-basement will start to be serviceable as a base of operations. Also, very dark down here. We got rubble. We can prospect the rubble. The rubble has mining and smithing rework stats. Amazing. Mine the rubble. Get this out of here. Break the rubble into smaller pieces. Just keep breaking it down. Mine the rubble into smaller chunks, which will be easier for you to carry out of the in-basement. Though you think you'll need to put them in some sort of container. Like a bucket. Shovel that into the bucket. Bucket of rubble. And let's keep mining. Lots and lots of clearing the basement here. In this rubble, you can see a larger selection of items which won't fit in the bucket. You need 6 empty inventory slots in order to scoop up this load of rubble. You got 3. You need 3 more. And here comes the needing space situation here. You get all kinds of garbage. Like other kinds of nails, including black nails, which is wild. Mithril nails, iron nails, bronze nails, a rock, broken glass. Technically, you can get away with only bringing a few extra nails of one kind. But with how nails work, we just have some of them anyways. Going filling stuff up here. We got our buckets of rubble, which seem to be filling better than they typically would have. We're only on to the second bucket here. It is a process. Since we know we can get planks, I'm not super worried about it. An interesting piece of something there. It's fun. Let's keep the planks spawned in here. An interesting piece of plaster. Look at all the stuff once we're done clearing the basement here. Breaking the rubble up, breaking it up some more. It is definitely a process here. I don't think our mining is helping particularly much. Because it has the whole mine smithing bar thing, so in theory, we're mining it faster. But it's not exactly a high mining requirement. Our selection of garbage. Oh yeah. More random nails. A rock. Just everything you could hope for. The plaster fragment made us need another inventory space there. Well, that's okay. Just keep clearing. Just keep clearing. Wild stuff here. Small enough chunks to carry, at least. Here's a scroll. How interesting. That's gonna make even more space. Let's drop all that. This is definitely a lot of work. Is there benefits from having there be 15 piles of things to deal with? Questionable. Questionable. But we get the job done. Another pile. All small pieces. Does bring up the question of how 3 huge piles of rubble fit into a bucket. I'm not going to question it, though. I'm okay with that. Still need to get these dumped out later. Let's pick up that. Pick up the planks. And the last rubble pile here. Break it. Smash it. Scoop it. And there you go. Clear the last rubble from the in-basement. You notice a dusty-looking wall plaque you didn't notice before. Let's go check out the dusty wall plaque. That's exciting. Read the wall plaque. Blessings of Eferity, our Icene queen from far-off lands, and her loving children of hallowed name. Information there. The plaster has some pictograms on it, which you make out to be a small map of Morytania. Within the map are depictions of 7 figures near the south, near where the Temple of Saradomin now stands. One figure, the 7th, stands forward of the other 6, and looks masculine. He seems to have an item in one hand, which he holds aloft, and in his other hand he holds some sort of container. Emanating from the sky appears 2 rays of light, green, I think representing Guthix, and silver represents Saradomin. The 7th figure seems to be surrounded by this light. All the figures depicted hold items, some are commented. See that someone holds a mace, another holds a cudgel. The forward-standing figure holds something called Sylvthrill, and yet another figure holds a sword. You also notice some signs representing chemical formulas, which point to the container held by the figure standing forwards of the main group. They represent the elements silver, garlic, harlander, and the eggs of the red arachnid. Figure seems to be administering this potion to a dark creature held in some sort of powerful force. It's quite clearly an artist's interpretation of some moment in Morytania's history. Some kind of potion and forces. And we also got a scroll. Take the scroll and gingerly unravel it. Seems very old, and the language is not easy to make out. You can just see that it looks like a letter of some kind. My dearest Lantania, I know not what these dark hours bring. I will come for thee as soon as I am able. Care no longer for the possessions which tie me to this wasted land, and the living which I earned from it. Prepare for leaving soon. Shall be there with haste, and with Saradomin's blessing, we shall make our way out of Hallowvale, westward, over the salve towards Misthalin, and hopefully into the arms of our brethren. I also offer up a prayer to Saradomin that he may help Queen Eferity in her hour of need, and somehow fight these beasts back to the dead place from where they came. I cry at the plight of our poor Acertes, and offer up a prayer for their children in this darkest of hours. So make ready your plans, and so soon as you see me, so we shall set for Misthalin. Bring only what you need. We shall need all good fortune and speed in this, our last chance at a life together. Yours most faithfully, Sathan. Whether or not they made it out is definitely a question here. Because we found the letter in the rubble. They probably just didn't bring the letter with them. Maybe they survived. So the fall of this town, they were fleeing vampires, just having a whole mess of a time. Empty our rubble in the rubble pile here. Don't want to make a mess all over town. We're just trying to be helpful here. Okay. That is base mostly dealt with here. See what else we could help out with. Lorraine, how's it going? Hey there, I'm finished with my project. Oh, that's good to know. Anything I could do? Help fix up the town? I'd like to help fix up the town. Well, that's very kind of you. Perhaps you consider fixing up the general store. Can have a chat with the store owner if you want more details. Sounds interesting. The general store. Hard to expect much from a store when there is nothing in this entire place besides rats. Got some wild lighting in here. Very dark. Talking to Oral. Hello. Yeah, what can I do for you? I want to fix up the town. Yes, I know. You said you'd help me fix up my general store. Did I? Oh, right. Did I? Where was I? Let's see if we can do a different message here. What can I do for you? What do you do here? I'm Oral, the village store owner. Can you open the shop for me, please? I'm sorry, my friend, but I cannot open a store which has no stock. What do you think of your town? Well, it would look a lot nicer if someone managed to fix up the general store, I think. That's what we're doing? What should I do now? I think we're going to fix up my general store. We've definitely lost a dialogue of, hello, I'd like to fix up the general store. First introductions here. First, fix the roof, then the walls. After that, come have a chat with me. Okay. Something like that. Fix the roof, and then the walls. That we can do. We got a broken roof here. It looks like it's seen better days. The planks that keep the rain out have all rotted away, and the nails are all rusty. Well, that's no good. Hammer. Repaired. Use some wood planks and nails to patch up the hole in the roof. Constructing this roof gives crafting XP. That'll be amusing pretty soon. Also have a hole in the wall here. Fix it with planks too. There you go. Ta-da! Much better, obviously. Hi there. You've done a good job at my store. It's starting to look great. Is it? Yeah, but I've only fixed the roof and walls. What should I do now? You can stock the store for us. We'd really start being like a town then. What stock do you need? Okay. I need 3 tinderboxes, 10 raw snails of any type, and 10 bronze hatchets. Gives you a crate. There you go. Fill up that crate for me, please. Okay. So we need quite a few bits here. 10 bronze hatchets. We will need to make ourselves, since the free one in the general store. Technically, there might be other general stores and places we could get bronze hatchets, but they're like 1,700 coins each or something silly. Mine Smith and prices, all out of whack. We also need snails, which is doable over here in the snail path. Just put a bunch of snails in the box, and then tinder boxes we can get from general store. Even the general store right over here in Morton. But overall, we're going to need to leave, so we will get all the things we need, all of the tinderboxes and hatchets, and then also go get another pile of things to continue the quest here. Because boy do we still need way more items. At least we've got this handy crate here. Stores all the stuff. We've got all the snails in there already. Fill it up with the 10 bronze hatchets, 3 tinderboxes. There you go. Full crate, ready to go. Now we can put more things in the inventory. Well, that would have been a lot more trips if we didn't have crate technology. Fantastic. One additional thing we're going to need. There's vampires afoot. We're going to need to deal with some vampires. And for that, a silver weapon would do good. Could make ourselves a blessed silver sickle or something. Or we could go get Silverlight back. Or technically possibly Dark Light. We'll see. Now to this completely unrelated person that doesn't exist. I lost Silverlight. It's returned to me. Take better care of it. Silverlight. I lost Dark Light. Now we have both. Only Dark Light. We've got Dark Light. That counts. Still counts as silver. Something like that. Exactly where we're supposed to be able to get this. Questionable. Easier than making a sickle, though. I guess. It's not that hard. It's fine. Anyways. Mined and smelted. To get 2 steel bars and a coal. We got some swamp paste and planks from Rasmeyer's shop. And now we're bringing all the box here back to Artic. So to complete this stock crate to the shop owner, who takes it off your hands. Wow, well done. You're doing a great job. I'm going to get this stock straight out onto the shelves. There it is. Stocked. Quickly puts the stock around the shop in these 3 crates here. Then returns to you. Hey, you've done such a great job for me. Would you consider helping us fixing up the bank? Sounds interesting. I'd ask a few more questions first. Not really. Okay, thanks. We can fix up the bank. We also trade. They've got the things we said. Bronze hatchets, tinderboxes, snails, and also does have the mackerel. Could be either of them. Apparently they have both. No spades yet, though. Not that we really need one. We've got one in our inventory. Definitely not the most useful store. That's for sure. Anyways, fixing up the bank, they say. Next location. The bank. Right over here. Got a broken bank booth. Looking like an absolute mess. This bank booth is in an awful condition. There's no way that safe transactions can be carried out here. You can see there is a lot of broken glass. Most of the wooden structure of the booth has been destroyed. My goodness. We'll fix it with hammering and using a swamp paste to put all the glass back together. Managed to fix the bits of glass together using swamp paste and repair the structure of the booth with wooden planks and nails. Feels a good job. Well done. Just putting the glass back together. Wild. Wall is nothing but a hole surrounded by rotten wood and rusty metal. That may have been planks and nails at one time. Put it in. Fix it. And now we have a repaired bank-ish. Slightly more repaired than it was. This one still has a gaping hole here. Cornelius, how you doing? Hey, it's you. You're doing a great job with the town. It's really getting a lot better. I'm happy to help. What do you do here? I'm Cornelius. It's been ages since we last had a bank in this village. And how did everyone come to be here? They were running the Sanguinity region. We all came from the Sanguinity region. We're scared to make the trip back through Morton and the swamps of Mort Minor. What is the Sanguinity region? Oh, it's a terrible place they used to burg to rot. And that's where Dracula's castle and people are treated like cattle and slaves to vampiric overlords. It's terrible. We have to give daily blood tithes. What should I do now? Well, that bank is all fixed now. But it isn't going to serve people's accounts all by its own. You have to recruit someone. Do you fancy the job? Me? Why, I guess I could. Yes, in fact, I'm sure I could. Okay, then. Yes. Okay. I best go and get changed now. Of course, he has a outfit. He just gets changed to a more suitable attire and stands behind the bank booth. He's got a hat. Hey there. Hey there, how may I help you? Bank stuff. I mean, as much as he says, oh, banks won't run themselves, there's definitely chests that work as banks with no one nearby. It can happen. Yeah, fixed it up. Very nice. Well, many salutations. Hardcore, also an Ironman, Artic. All in the town are much agreed that your efforts in restoring the utilities are most proper and correct. Thanks, I guess. Well, what should I do now? Any more ideas? You've already done quite a lot. I'm sure that everyone is very pleased with your efforts. But I overheard someone saying how great it would be if the old furnace were up and working again. Seems like quite a big job, so I have no idea if it's even possible. Sounds like a plan to me. Having a furnace in the town does have its benefits. They've got all their little fires around, so they can definitely cook things. But for more industrious and smithing capabilities. Broken furnace. Furnace is a solid brick bottom half and a steel chimney to funnel the smoke out. Unfortunately, there's a huge hole in the chimney, which is probably why it doesn't work. repair it with steel. Big hole? Yeah, a little hole. Patch it up. Make some metal panels out of steel and patch up the hole in the furnace. Lovely. And then, ready to go. Steel furnace has been repaired. Looks like a pretty good job has been done. Furnace is without fuel. Coal furnace. Place it in the newly fixed furnace. And light it with a tinderbox. Light the coal fire. And there you go. One functioning furnace. I don't want to hear your pathetic excuses, Jagex. Just do the job you've been appointed to do. You'll never be anything more than a useless human unless you can prove yourself worthy. But, my lord Vanstrom, there are precious few human settlements left worth collecting tithes from. Morton is just a dead town, full of afflicted, and Lord Malik was so ill when he drank of them last time. Kenneth is delivering more than it originally agreed to, but that still isn't sufficient. Pray, tell where should I get the remainder from? I couldn't care less for your problems, Jagex. I just don't seem to be able to think on an empty stomach. Smoke. Ah, smoke. There you go, Jagex. It looks like you have a fresh appointment, and we have fresh meat. Let's just hope that you can achieve your blood tithe target before you become a meal yourself. Oh boy. Jagex is here, and he wants blood. Oh boy. We've alerted. People we really did not want to alert. Oh no. Oh no. It's a situation. It's a situation for sure. Jagex. He's here. What's going on here? Barrel of blood. A tad bloody. Oh, happy days. So good we came across this village. If it hadn't been for some good soul lighting that smoky furnace, we'd have never known about this place. Now I should be able to make my blood tithe quota. Especially after you pay your tithe. You look like an incredibly fit specimen. I bet you could pay twice as much as the others before passing out. They all do, you know. I don't have any intentions of paying a blood tithe. We'll see about that. We seeing? We seeing about it? Jagex. And vampire juvenites are also here. What's going on here? We're getting some delicious blood tithes from these sacks of food. Yum. Oh boy. You're okay? They're draining my blood. That's what they're doing. Else they say I'm done for. Heard enough of you poking your nose in here. If you think you can stop us, go ahead. Jagex. Swipe. He's got a hammer, which he wields very weird. More of a maw. He's over. And take out his vampire lackeys. And here comes Veliath. He's here to help. If you're not my friend, come to your aid. Never fear, Veliath is here. He's going to attack too. Do you not even have a sickle? Find out bravely, let's go. He is not prepared. Just whack him with halberd. Nope. 100% accuracy, but 0% accuracy, actually. I'll just whack him with dark light. It is not very good. Oh god. Somehow he's just punching him. Jagex, cough, cough. Huh, looks like Jagex is still alive. Perhaps he's ready to give us some information where he meets his maker. Now we're still fighting this other vampire. We'll be right with you, Jagex. Don't mind me. This is not a good weapon for this. Cough, cough. Before he meets his maker. Yep. Talk to Veliath to talk to them. Looks like Jagex is still alive. Perhaps he's ready to give us some information before he meets his maker. Is he? We need to talk to the feet. He's lying down. This is the tile he's still on over here. Okay. You don't look too well, Jagex. Against my better judgment, I feel sorry for you. You do? You feel sorry for me? Yes, I do. I understand that you wanted to feel strong. You took the wrong side. But I didn't want my family. You understand. I wanted to do my best by them and be strong. You need to take a second and think of them then. Think of why you did this in the first place. You need to provide for your family. You want to protect them. But all count for nothing if you don't help us. Then, will you do me a favor and try to save them? I beg you. We're all trying our best to overthrow a dragon, but it seems that our foe is almost entirely invulnerable. I have some information which may help. They fear some things. Silver dust, garlic, to name some. And also withdrawn Heartlander and there's eggs. So is the potion which you make with them. Take it easy, Jagex. See if we can sort you out. It's too late for me. Though, with what I have told you, perhaps you can find a way to bring light once again to Morytania. Jagex passes away. The bustle of the village increases slightly. Hey there! Jagex dropped this warhammer. Guess it belongs to you now. Oh, it gives you Jagex warhammer. The Gatterhammer. See, we're holding it more normal. Like an actual mall kind of situation. Take this rat. Yeah! Makes a lot more sense than holding it next to it like he was. Anyways. Gatterhammer. It has a bonus damage buff against shades. It's not a good weapon. Also, for the first few days, it had no stat requirements to wield. So it was technically good for pures and low-level accounts with no stats. Not that that's super helpful. Yeah, Viliaf showed up. He's still in here? Let's see. I guess he sort of helped. I'll work with that. Phew, thanks for your help, Viliaf. It sure was good of you to turn up. Don't mention it. Quickly now, need to return to the Hollows. Please can you come as quickly as you can and help me to organize Palmafi and Radigan? Sure. Then heads back to the Hollows. Okay. He's heading back. We're going to head back to... I don't think we need the Gatterhammer for anything. I'm just gonna high alp it. Saves an inventory space too. So that's a plus. 1,800 coins. Oh boy. Also, I think we have the space now. We can get all the rest of the things we need. It's quite the list. But we can make it work. Back in the old hideout again here. All the stuff we got. Fixing the bank. Supposed to use 2 swamp paste, so I dropped the other one. Got a caustic room from Ali Morsane. Mined some silver in the Alcarid mine. Superheated into a silver bar. Got a rope from the adventure store in Ardoin. Mined some clay in Varrock. Use a bucket of water, make soft clay. Got some mithril ore from the Trinome Stronghold mine down under the Grand Tree. Some coal from Falador, superheated to make a mithril bar. Mined a gem rock to get a sapphire, cut it with a chisel. So many pieces. Back to Viliaf here. What should I do again? After you informed Renegard and Paul Maffey that our new base is in Berg de Rot, please take Ivan to the temple for his own safety. I've already discussed this with him. Just explain when you're ready, and he'll go with you. Okay. Why are Paul Maffey and Renegade to go down to the inn? The inn is going to be our new base. We've struck a blow against Vanstrom, a small one admittedly, but we should now disappear for a while. The inn basement you dug out seems functional enough to me. When we get down there, we'll clean it up a bit more and get it functional. And I want Polemathy and Renegade down there for backup. Okay. What do you make of what Jagex said? That was a whole thing. Could be a load of rubbish, but it may be worth looking into. Recognize at least 2 of those items as ingredients for a potion. The why he would mention garlic and silver is not really apparent at the moment. Perhaps the vampires have a strong reaction against those 2 items as well. Related to the bit of information that we found while clearing the rubble. Garlic and silver? How would I test that? Good question, my friend. I have no answer for you. Perhaps you can experiment. Probably not going to worry about it. Well, why are we taking Ivan to the temple? He'll be safer there under the eye of Drezel. I don't have the time to watch over him while we're in this sort of area. You may have noticed that Ivan has special talents. Ezram would dearly love to get his hands on Ivan. I believe that Draken would too. Oh boy. And what are you going to do while we do all these other things? I'm going to return to the new base in Bergderot. That will be our best plan for the time being. From there, we may be able to plunge further into the darkness of Morytania and reveal the true horror of what has befallen the peoples of our land. Alright. Talk to the other 2 here. Renegade. Hey. Veliath has asked me to ask you to go down to the new Bergderot base. Can you let Polemathy know as well? I'm taking Ivan to the temple. Okay then, I will. Brilliant. Don't even talk to Polemathy then. It's fine. Ivan! You have asked me to take you to the temple. Seems you have a follower out. I think it may get lost on its journey if it's left to wander on its own. Let's leave when your follower is safe. Lazy Hellcat. In the inventory. Please still work. Very well, I'm ready. Lead the way. Because he technically counts as the follower here. We got 2 options here. Take the route through Canifis, shorter but potentially more dangerous. Or, the route through Mortmire Swamp, longer but less likely to be attacked. They say that. Faster route. Straight through Canifis. And we are ambushed. There's that tasty morsel, Ivan. Let's eat him. You're trapped here. You're going to have to defeat us to get to the temple. Vampire Juvenates. They are unaggressive, which definitely makes this part much easier. Originally, you would be attacked. And also, Ivan would be attacked, which was the main problem. That's why you need to possibly give him some armor and food to survive long enough while you deal with the vampires. Positioning him as he tries to follow behind you, try to stop the vampires from being able to get to him. Also, more vampires, depending on which route you take. We can deal with these guys. Damage is not good. Darklight is not a good weapon. At least not yet. And I don't think the Silver Sickle would have done any better for us. We just whack him. Darklight spec. Whatcha? More accuracy, slightly, I guess. Lowers their defense. Sure. Not gonna make a huge difference here. We didn't bring any food because not a threat. We even protect from melee if we want to take even less damage. Not necessary. Not necessary at all. Slash. Slash. Definitely a lot going on with this quest. Aha! Time to disappear and rejuvenate. Going for it. And we defeat the other one. The whole passive vampires thing is really not making it feel like, oh, you really need to work to get past us. Haha, we're blocking your way. Not really. Not really at all. Whack. Whack. Not the most impressive fight here, is it? Also, really kind of ranged enemies. Make them weaker to melee, which is smart. Because you have to fight them with such terrible melee weapons. Doing range damage by slashing me. Maybe they're throwing something. Probably not. Combat styles. What a thing. Evolution of combat. What a mess. Anyways, a few more pokes here. They go to rejuvenate. And we continue to the temple. We made it. Wow. Many thanks for bringing me safely to the temple. I'm going to rush on ahead as I'm eager to get out of these muddy clothes. It might be worth chatting to Drezel, even if it's just to inform him I've arrived. I'm going to talk to Drezel. Inside the temple here. Hey, Drezel. Let's have a chat. Greetings again, adventurer. How go your travels in Morytania? Is it as evil as I've heard? Yeah, pretty much. Well done for bringing Ivan to the temple. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. He will be much safer here. Yes, it seems to be getting more dangerous in Morytania all the time, doesn't it? Indeed it does, my friend. But thanks to you and the monarchy, we have at least the hope of finding salvation in this dark and oppressive land. It's interesting you talk about salvation, because we may find in the most unlikely of places. Perhaps even in the history of this rotten land, we find some clue to aid us in our attempts to defeat Lorniel and his dragon clan. Indeed, my friend, history could be a good teacher for the best of us. Would that I had more knowledge on the subject, perhaps a hint of the information which you have already found. Villiaf told me about Avandis. How can I say this diplomatically? Villiaf is a good leader, perhaps shouldn't be voicing ideas about religious history. But you don't even know what he said about Avandis. I assume he's made some suggestions that Avandis isn't actually buried in this temple along with the other 6 priestly warriors. If he has made such a claim, it's not something I'm prepared to talk about. So you're sure Avandis is buried here? If you don't mind me saying, that's a bit of a redundant question. Of course Avandis and the rest of the 7 priestly warriors are buried here. So where did this rumor come from, then? I don't have time to consider such pointless concerns. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but it offends me that you challenge me on this. Please, let's see if something else to talk about. Leave me alone. What proof do you have that Avandis is buried here? Servants of Saradomin are not concerned with trifling matters such as proof. We have our faith, and our faith guides us. You don't actually know for sure that he's buried here, then. Leave me now, not challenging on matters of faith. It'll be your undoing. Fine. What do you know about the history of this area, then? You know, this temple was built on the place where the holy 7 warrior priests defended Mislan against the encroaching evil of Morytania. I also know that their sanctified and holy remains rest peacefully in Holy Saradomin's house. Have you checked that, then? Have you seen the remains with your own eyes? Well, not exactly. Pious follower of my Saradomin needs only the truth of his faith. Is there somewhere that I might get more information about Avandis? Well, the little information there is probably already known to you. So you have no further information on Avandis that could possibly help me with my quest? Remember, this could potentially release the poor peoples of Morytania from their ill-fated ends. I've told you all I know. That is all, as much as I can, or anyone can do. Can I check the tomb? Why are you so resistant? As the pill of few left in Morytania could rest on this. I need any information you can give, please. I would do all I could to help those. Yes, so would you. So please, help me as much as you can. Very well. There's only so much I can do. Still a priest of Saradomin, remember. I know not if this will help. Please take this key. Allow you access to a secret library. There you may find what you're looking for. But I pray you never reveal this to me. Secret strange key. Woo! Yeah, secret information. Key. Trapdoor. Yeah. Alright. We've got the secret library. This is a book face. Case and find a book titled The Sleeping 7. The 7 priestly warriors. There you go. Though little is known of the 4th Age, especially in the land known as Morytania, some small details of the dark time do yet remain. This work is as complete an account as can be mustered by the author. Its purpose is to straighten the times and tales of those would-be heroes buried under Paterdomus. The datum here are vague at best, and no truer gauge could be hardly best sought. The least hope of the lowly author herein lies to recount what small morsels of truth remain in the minds of those that still live, and treat those very same to the paper lest it be forgotten. With my rudimentary abilities, prevailed to update the place names of those dark times, instead use those which are in common use, so as to give meaning, where previously there was confusion. 8 centuries and a score into the history of our land, there came a darkness which fell about the land once called Hollowvale. The queen of that sad time, an ice scene of once formidable power, became to be deposed by his dark self and his hordes. Against all her considerable will, she was forced to kneel and tend his dark self in order that she might save her loving husband, Acertes. The darkness which his dark self brought with him at that time rived through Hollowvale and wrought its way ever onward into Misthalin. Though many men did slow its passage to what is now called Varrock, none did manage to halt its progress proper. Many brave warriors so employed did die a most painful and lingering death. Fearing the darkness would sweep Saradomin's glory from the land, some odd collection of priestly advocates and pious followers of brave virtue stood forward to steal the hearts of the village fighters and town militias, the last defense against the evil now fresh from Hollowvale, and from that time till now called Morytania. This collection of priestly valor did cast Saradomin's blessing upon the untrained and fearful fighters of Varrock, and those of their outside villagers. This did raise bravery, courage, and righteousness in the hearts of these brave young Miscellanean knights. At long last it came the time that the rabble of Misthalin defense started to bite, and the tide of evil from Morytania became smashed and torn on their pikes and staves. All caught courage from the 7 priestly warriors, whose names shall be disgorged forthwith. Randall Castlin, a true leader of the Holy Seven, though rarely ever a footfall in front of a Vandus, who was ever eager to smash the evil and force the dark tide back into Morytania. Sarl Donegan of Edgeville, a pious yet brutal man. When wielding his mace, he led many fighters on skirmishes to keep the evil from spreading and help flanking the group. Friar Tuliblick of Teverley, a devout man of worship, whose brave talks and uncommon speeches raised the spirits and abilities of men above that of mortals, so they fought as though Guthix himself were at their side, redressing the balance that his dark self has spoilt. Dargel Templeton of Falador, a great oak of a man, so well imbued with Saradomin's will and martial ability that he fair commanded people's respect and admiration, and they eagerly followed him into battle. His booming voice rallied men in times of fierce fighting, allowing them to regroup and focus their brutal, savage violence and force capitulation from the writhing, cowardly, evil hordes. Avandus Seargaze of Lumbridge, a deft and well-skilled man of unusual appearance, held a most bizarre control over some powerful minions of Dragon's horde. A rod or staff helped imbue him with such power. Then, with the aid of Guthix's serum, he would turn the vile entity, oftentimes destroying the creature instantly, or reverting it to an original incarnation, or, worst of all, enraging it greatly, much to the chagrin of his holy brothers. So that's the potion they were talking about. Ercil the Pious of Rimington, woman of such noble and just nature that she commanded the will of the Miscellanean fighters high and right, ever at the front of battle, displaying courage and aiding those in need. And lastly, Essendar Gar of Draenor, fearless woman even at such a worthy age. It was said that her indignation at the evil scourge was enough to make the most cowardly of men in her ranks act like lions in the fiercest fighting. With these 7 priestly warriors all together committed to this act, they brought the furious intent of Saradomin's will, forced the evil tide from Morytania back into those very same dark lands. The fight became fiercest at Silvaria, and where they stood side by side to prevent the evil from entering Mistlin again. The very spot where Paradomus now stands is near the final battleground for the saving of Mistlin. Something stands, even now, as a conscientious reminder of those evil minions who would seek to wreak havoc in the lands of Saradomin. As the priestly brothers and sisters fought on, some of them cast blessings into the salve and sealed it in a vengeful power of Saradomin, who would act as Mistlin's guardian against his dark self. Upon the foundations of holy power, Paradomus was built. Within its holy eminence, the saintly remains of those 7 priestly warriors, it is believed, now rest. Though there is sometimes discord about one such burial. It was through happenstance that the author became aware of a document, which I shall herein duplicate without any additions or omissions. It is said to be written by the brother-in-arms of Evander Sirges, the Ever-Eager. The resting place of Evander Sirges of Lumbridge is easily missed for its simpleness and trivial appearance. In the midst of Morytania lies a long cavern running from northwest to southeast, with 3 caverns along the southwestern wall and 2 caverns on the northeastern. Vanus was put to rest in the smaller of the 2 caverns along the northeastern wall with his worldly possessions. Appropriate precautions were made to ensure the safety of his mortal remains, and the caverns that formed his tomb was sealed up with boards. I, Carigus Furius, along with his many other brothers in arms, did score marks into the sides of the wall next to this cavern, in order to mark it out for later recovery and to deter possible intruders by making the marks look like those of some fearsome beast. Though I have made but preliminary and trepidatious journeys into Morytania thus far, the proposed location of Evander's tomb has evaded me. It is with the author's most delicate and humble suggestions that this primitive tomb be cast from the reader's mind, as it is, in all likelihood, a trap made by evil minions to beguile the unwary into Morytania. A cavern in Morytania. Where have we seen that before? It is the cavern that the monarchy were in. They just decided to take the second cavern, the larger one, for their old base. So we just need to pop back in here and check it out. We got all the information we need about what's going on here. Still not going to make a Gothic's Balance Potion, though. That's unnecessary. Smash the boards. Get in here. Use hammer on the boards. Smash them up. Enter the cave. Just a small cave here. Lots of rocks and stuff. And a tomb. Look at that. Search this strange and ancient looking coffin. Looks incredibly basic. Top you see the remains of some sort of rod. The rod, only a little tarnished, is very thoroughly fused to the surface of the coffin. You can see that it is made of a unique silver and mithril alloy. As you run your hand over the rod, it seems to give out a mixture of both mortal and divine magical energies. Interesting. There's the rod. Can't take it, but we can take its shape. Clay slowly hardens and you get an accurate mold of the rod. So now, we've got a rod clay mold. We need to make it. Let's pop it to Lumbridge. It's a good enough spot. Just go to any furnace here. Rod mold with furnace. Maybe in here somewhere. Oh, there's so many pieces. Silver. Silvthril. Need the mold, silver mithril, and a sapphire to put at the top. Silvthril rod. There you go. Look at it. Rod looks very similar to the rod you saw fused to the top of Evander's tomb coffin. However, the rod on Evander's coffin gave off a mixture of mortal and divine magical energies, which this rod seems to lack. It is lacking in magic. We can fix that. Magic. Guess the enchantment of the rod seems to vibrate and glow. Not slightly magical. Very similar. It gave off a mixture of mortal and divine magical energies. Well, this rod seems to only exhibit a mortal enchantment. So we need some divine magic related to the 7 priestly warriors. How about the salve? We can't exactly access the Holy River salve by actually going to the river. Returning to the well, which we helped purify during Priest in Peril. Just need to lower the rod with a rope here into the water. Get some holy goodness there. Tie a rope and lower into the salve. Sometime you withdraw the rod. It's going to go in a very strange way. Now we can wield the Rod of Avandis. It's magical. It can do the whole vampire stuff. Technically. We don't really have any reason to try to bind the Juvenites, try to release them or whatever. But it's magical. It's what we're working with. Let's bring this over to Veliath. You should be interested in what we have here. He's probably moved down to Bergdorot now. So we'll make our way all the way back down there. Even with all the shortcuts, it's still an absolute trek to get down here. I've cleaned up a little bit in here. Got some stuff on the bookcases, chests and stuff. Veliath, how's it going? Hey there, how's it going? Indeed. Well, thanks. I think I found out how to make a rod like Avandis used to own. Wow. You'll just show me that if you ever manage to make one. Don't worry, I will. Right now. I've brought you the Rod of Avandis. Silvthrill, Sapphire, Magic, and Magic. Very impressive. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. Are you sure you wish to part with it, though? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yes, I've come to give you the Rod of Avandis to you. I don't believe it. Could this truly be the rod as used by Avandis Seergaze? I do believe it is. Well, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. You have certainly excelled yourself with this task. I believe you may be monarchy material even yet. We're still not officially in the monarchy. We're just helping out. Quest complete. 2 quest points. 2,000 attack, strength, crafting, and defense XP. Access to Bergdorot. As much as there's not too much to do here. And later, temple trekking. Not much later, but it is later. We got the Rod of Avandis. We can make more of those if we wanted to. Might be able to get a Gatter Hammer back. Not that we need one. And make Guthix Balance Potions. Also kudos once that's a thing. 210 quest points there. Wild. A little XP. And these. 2,000, not a huge amount. I'll take whatever I can get. We're mostly here to finish the quest and all that. And we don't need any of this stuff. Just get rid of it. Destroy that. Destroy the mold. Destroy the book. Destroy the key. Space. We got some. Alright. That was extensive. Lots of stuff going on there. We've got the new base set up. Ivan is safe at the temple. And we can try to start fighting back. But not just yet. Got a few other things before that happens. Like more quests and stuff. Every time. Next time. Goodbye.